Hola, yay. Welcome back to the channel. It's Crisco Fontaine, aka Coach Crisco. I wish I had my soundboard. Just give me a round of applause. It's been a long freaking time since I've been on this channel. Long freaking time. I want to make sure that I was actually hitting the live button on the right channel. I've been feeding my live channel, my Crisco Fontaine live. If you're not subscribed to that channel, you should go subscribe to that channel. Just reactions and commentary. Feel like I should give this a little love. We're getting closer to the NBA season, so I'm getting a little more into the mood of sports now. I've been riding and dying with my Atlanta Falcons, but I didn't know if it was appropriate for me to talk about football over here. I feel like everybody over here is for basketball, so but I've been wanting to live stream some football stuff, and maybe I will. Maybe I will, but I happened to see Bleacher Report release their preseason power rankings for the new season, the new NBA season. And there's been a lot of moves, a lot of free agent signings, of course, the draft class that came through. I just want to see what their preseason power rankings. What who I'm eager to see who they have as number one. I'm assuming OKC, but I don't know about Bleach Report. I mean, they also had Kobe outside of the top 10. So I don't think that there's any audio on this. We're just gonna jump right into this. Make sure I got everything sent. You gotta bear with me. I have not been over here in a while. I don't even really anticipate a whole lot of people being over here with me because I ain't been that active. Philly's gonna be up in the air. Let me just switch my mouse over. Let me make sure everything is good. Let me make sure everything's good. Mic check 1 2. Everything's good. Everything's good. Let me double check something real quick, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second. If anybody's in, give me a second. What's up, Shayla? I see you on the Twitch side. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Check the YouTube. Okay. Yeah, we good. We live on YouTube and Twitch. All right. All right. So yeah, we just gonna jump right into it. I don't think this is gonna be a terribly long stream, just because I ain't been over here in a minute, so I don't anticipate too many people being in this joint. So and bear with me, my allergies have been kicking my ASSS. ASS. So I'm a little under the weather, just a tad. But Bleacher Report's power rankings entering the 2025 preseason. Now I'm going to go into the assumption that OKC is number one. Let me see if before I guess, and I have not. I had it open because I was prepping it for the stream, but I don't know what this list is. I have not seen it, so I just wanna play a game real quick. Let me see something. Give me a second. He look AI. That's what you call him? Um, that's Joel Embiid. I have not seen this list, so I need to preface. I have not seen this list. I just had it open just to prep it for the stream. So I'm going to say that the top three teams. I'm gonna guess the top three teams. Now let me guess the top five. I'm gonna guess the top five. I'm gonna say OKC is number one. I'll say it's probably a Western team. I'm sure Houston is in the top five. Houston is probably in the top five. I'd say Cleveland is probably in the top five. New York maybe in the top five. Um, I don't, OKC, Cleveland, Houston, New York, and damn, I'm missing some. I feel like I'm missing a Western Conference team. Minnesota, maybe. Let's just go through it. Let's just go through it and see what they got. Now, I don't I don't take Bleacher Report as law because like I said, they had my boy outside the top 10. So number 30 is the Utah Jazz. Okay. That's crazy because I've been playing 2K26 and that's the team that drafted me. So their championship odds is non existent. They get I mean, Laurie Marketing, yeah, I mean he's the guy. They got Ace Bailey. They drafted Ace Bailey. Keontae George. I'm a fan of Keontae George. They do have Cal Filipowski. They have some young talent. Utah has some young talent. They're not gonna compete for anything. I mean to be honest with you, I'm surprised Brooklyn isn't last. And maybe the only reason is because of Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. has been making his rounds on social media. I guess he has a podcast or he be on podcast. I don't know, but dude be everywhere on my for yous, and it has nothing to do with basketball. I don't know, but Brooklyn is 29th. So I mean, basically they got the same odds as Utah. Don't We're not really expecting much from either one of these teams. Michael Porter Jr. I mean, um, they got the Cam Thomas. He's a bucket. But no, I mean Nick Claxton, they might move him. They might actually have some pieces that a contending team might actually try to ping in and try to get to help to take them over the top. So be on the lookout for Brooklyn being a mover throughout the regular season. Who is at my door? All right, Washington is 28th. Okay, so that's pretty much the bottom three teams last season for the most part. Got the same championship odds. They did add Chris Middleton last season with the trade with the Bucks for Kuzma. CJ McCollum came over in the Jordan Poole trade. So I mean they got vets. Washington could be. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be sneaky. They're not contending for shit, but I don't know if they're gonna be the third worst team in the NBA. They might be a little better than what Bleacher Report is marking them. The Charlotte Hornets are 27th. I'm looking for Melo to either. Well, no, he signed an extension. I think he signed an extension. He's gonna eventually want to get up out of there. He's gonna win. He gonna want to go somewhere and win. Like Melo, to be honest, I feel like Melo. Another NFL quarterback just got hurt. Mac Jones. I ain't nobody checking for them. I feel like Melo is a piece that could really help a really good team. Like he's wasting his talent. He's wasting his talent with a franchise that is not known for winning, never has been known for winning, and probably never will be known for winning. I don't see him finishing his career in Charlotte. I think he will maybe when the old heads out the way, when there's no Bron, there's no KD, there's no Steph. I can see him going to one of those teams, a Houston or a Golden State, or maybe not the Lakers because they got Luca. But I can see Melo trying to dip and go somewhere else. He got his paper. Like he's paid. Obviously, he's spending a lot of money on tattoos, but he's not gonna want to stay. I mean, unless he just don't give a damn about winning, because it's not gonna happen in Charlotte. But they do have talent though, like Brandon Miller. He's a talented cat. Mikal Bridges, not Mikal, Miles Bridges. I'm sorry, is a talented cat. They got talent there. So they got Colin Sexton, Miles Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mason Plumlee. I mean, and then the KK dude, Con Canoopal. So we'll see about Charlotte. I'm not sure. They got Phoenix at 26. Now, Phoenix is the fifth worst team in the NBA. I don't know. I think they might be sneaky good. I mean, Book is a bucket. Jalen Green he has a lot of upside. Like he's really young. So Dylan Brooks is gonna give you what he gives you. He's gonna give you scrappiness. He's gonna give you defense. He can shoot. And then they got the kid from Charlotte, the big Williams, Mark Williams. I'm not sure about that. Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen. Um, no, they are not a contender. No, I don't think that they're the fifth worst team in the NBA though. I don't. They might be right on the outside of the play in. I don't think they'll make the playoffs or maybe even the play in. But I think I think they'll compete. I think they'll have some really good nights and they'll give some really good teams some really good fits. I really do. Toronto at 25th. Toronto to me underachieved last season. To be honest, I thought that they were going to be a whole lot better than they ended up being, and I was actually a little disappointed in them last year. But they have them at 25th coming into this new season. So they now, I mean, Brandon Ingram is there. You know, presumably he's healthy. Quickly, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Grady Dick. They got Mr. Dick. So I mean, they have some pieces there. They have some young pieces there. Still got Jacob Podol. I thought they moved him. No, okay. So I mean, they still got some really solid pieces. I in the Eastern Conference to be is kind of open. Boston is going to have an off season. Indiana is not going to do what they did last season. The best team in the East on paper is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm not sold on them. I mean, getting Lonzo helped. New York, I think, should be the favorites, even though Cleveland is probably on paper the better team. I think New York should be the favorites to come out of the East just because Boston is not going to be what we've known them to be over the last couple seasons. Indiana is going to be without Hallenberg Burden for the entire season for the most part. Achilles for the entire season. Orlando's going to be a sleeper team. Toronto is one of those teams that could be right there. Right in that play-in window. They have the talent to do so. They gotta achieve. New Orleans Pelicans. This is interesting. They're at 24th. And now they finished 21-61 last season. This is all predicated on this big cheeseburger eating nigga right here. I ain't gonna even hold you. If Zion can stay healthy, if he can stay on the floor, he is lean, he's lost some weight, he seemed to be in shape. If he can stay healthy, they 24th? No, they much higher than that. Jordan Poole is gonna be a great addition for them. They got Kevon Looney from the Warriors. He is as scrappy as it gets. He's a garbage pail type player. Like he's gonna get the boards. He's gonna do the dirty work, stuff that you don't see in the stat sheet. He gonna do that. Jordan Poole, I think this is going to be a resurgence. I think he's going to have he's going to be rejuvenated in this new environment. When he went to Washington, he got traded there. That was just him being traded to a team to get away from a team that was toxic. The whole Draymond Green situation. I think him going to New Orleans is a complete fresh start for him. He's back around familiar faces with Kevon Looney. They won a title together in Golden State, so I look for him to have a really good bounce back season. And if my man right here comes back healthy, they're gonna be solid. DeJounte Murray and Jordan Poole together, those are two buckets right there. And Zion, man, the Pelicans, I'm saying this right now. The Pelicans, if healthy, they're my sleeper team in the West. Not to contend for a title, but to potentially make the play in, maybe even make the playoffs. They might bump one of your favorite teams out of the way. That if they stay healthy, they're my sleeper team in the Western Conference. I'm saying that right now. All right. Portland at 23. Okay. Is that Avia? So Scoot, Jaden Sharp, and then Klingon. Yeah, it is Denny Avia. Portland is a team that is under the radar for me. Aiden is now with the Lakers. They got Drew Holiday now. I forgot. Dame is back, but Dame is not gonna play. They still have Jeremy Grant. I mean, this is a team, to be completely honest. If Dame was healthy with these pieces, these young pieces around him, yeah, they could be nice. Wouldn't say that they would contend for any type of championship. They could potentially make the playoffs if they had a healthy Dame Lillard. Without Dame, they'll be hovering around the play in, right below the play in, a little bit below the play in. Yeah, they're just so under the radar. They have some really good young pieces though. 22 Philadelphia. You know what? To be completely honest, Joel Embiid, one of the greatest players on the planet. But this man's body is made of glass. He's shot. People give Anthony Davis a hard time. Call him street clothes and all this other stuff. We should give this man just as much of a hard time as we do AD, or maybe even more. To be honest with you, at least AD got a ring. This man ain't sniffed the conference finals yet, and it's getting to a point where Philly got to come to a. They have to come to the conclusion that if this is his last season, I think this is it. If he can't maintain this season, if he can't get through this season, and I don't know, Philly got to get to a conference final at least. They got to get to a conference final. If this was my list, I think I would have Philly behind Portland and New Orleans. Like they would have to prove something to me. They would have to prove something to me. Paul George. I mean, this is we got to put more weight on the youngins at this point. We're asking for too much from these guys that can't stay on the floor. Embiid can't stay on the floor. Paul George can't stay on the floor. We got to go to the youngins. Maxey. What's the Jared McCain? Jared McCain just got hurt, didn't he? Didn't he just get hurt? No, they drafted VJ Edgecombe. That was a good pick for them. I think he's gonna be solid as a rookie. I I'm rooting for Philly. I like Philly. I like their squad. I like the pieces that they have. But this man right here got to stay on the floor. If he ain't on the floor, they have no chance. Zero chance. 21 Chicago. Interesting. Interesting. Would I have Chicago over Philly? I feel like I would have Portland and New Orleans over Chicago. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know Chicago like that. I know Kobe White is solid. Giddy's solid. How you pronounce him? Buzelis? They got his name on here. Buzelis, yeah. Um, and they still have the big man. What's the big man name? Not Vucevic. Uh, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Portland team full of talent and wiggle room can definitely make playing. I think so too. If AD street clothes, MB is house shoe streetwear for sure. Absolutely. Appreciate you for pulling up. I don't know. I don't know much about Chicago. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. They got some young pieces. I did see some um I saw some signs last season, especially from this dude. I think he was a rookie last year. I seen some signs from him. No Lonzo, he's gone. So Giddy got the helm. Even though Lonzo, I don't think he was even healthy last year, really, in and out the lineup. So I don't know. I don't know about Chicago. Championship odds is 75,000. Phillies championship odds are better. Okay. It doesn't. I mean, I'm not going off the championship odds. I honestly would have had the Bulls behind Philly and Portland and New Orleans. I don't know. Bleacher Report sees otherwise. Okay, we'll keep it moving. 20 is Indiana. Well, I don't. This is way too high for them. Their championship odds is 10,000. No Halliburton. Turner's gone. How? That nigga dark as hell. Man, what? Man, that's gotta be. That can't be real. That gotta be fake. I ain't never seen a dude black. That's black. That dude black as hell. Look at everybody else on this picture. That don't even look real. I don't know how Indiana is 20th when Halliburton is going to be out the entire season. Miles Turner's gone. Nimhard, Benedict Mathurin, yeah, Pascal. Oh, Pascal Siakam. Okay, maybe. I do like Rick Carlisle as a coach. Who else do they have? What's my man? The point guard, McConnell. Who's their big now? They did get a big, didn't they? Let me see something real quick. Shit. They got a big, right? Indiana got a big. Didn't they sign somebody else? No, they got James Wiseman. I ain't talking about Wiseman though. Let's see. Did he get a center? Man, hell no. What was I thinking? I don't know. I digress. I thought they got a. I thought they signed another big when Turner left. Well, anyways, them being 20, I again the Eastern Conference is open, so I'm not sure. I don't know how they'll pan out, but we'll see. Boston 19. When I looked at Boston's roster, they looking po, as my mama would say. They looking po. Um, so no Tatum, he's gone. Kristaps is gone. Al Horford is gone. Drew Holiday is gone. Man, so Jalen Brown, Derek White. That's the squad. Jalen Brown, Derek White. They got my man from Portland. Do they have his name on here? Or did they move him? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Anthony Simons. They got Anthony Simons. So Anthony Simons and so no Tatum. Oh, Peyton Pritchard. I forgot. They got Peyton Pritchard. He's a buck. They lost Luke Cornett too. So mm, Luca Gar. They got Garza from Minnesota. Maybe that's who I was thinking about. Maybe I was thinking Boston when they got Garza when they lost Cornett and Horford and Porzingis. So they lost a lot of size and defense and shooting, outside shooting, or big man shooting. Anthony Simons is nice though, but I thought I seen that they was thinking about moving him. Boston, I don't know. Boston might be lower, low key. I ain't gonna even hold you. They might be lower. We gonna see if this man is actually the man. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna see if Jalen Brown ascends, if he makes a step forward with no Tatum in the way, then Boston gonna have to. They really gonna have to think about maybe moving off of Tatum. To be honest with you, because Tatum off an Achilles. I know he's still young, but off an Achilles, dog. Nobody ever comes back. I mean, KD is an anomaly. Outside of that, anybody that has ever ruptured that Achilles tendon, man, that used to be a career ender. That was it. That was raps. But I don't know. We'll see. Sacramento at 18. Did Sacramento did they get Russ or no? Who did they get? They didn't get nobody, right? Pull up their roster real quick. Cause I kind of been checking it, but I haven't been checking it. So, but I knew that Russ. I seen that I guess he declined his player option to return to Denver. He probably should have accepted it and went back to Denver. Oh, they got Dennis Schroeder. That's right. They got Dennis Schroeder. So, zoom in real quick. Zoom, zoom. I can't zoom no more. That's all I got. No, that's it. There we go. Dario Saric. Did they have him last year? No, I don't think they did. Maybe they did. I'm not sure. So they got Dennis Schroeder. That was a good pickup for them. So you got Keegan Murray, Malik Monk. I know he was in the Kaminga conversation, but we'll get to that when we get to Golden State. Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan, Devin Carter, Keon Ellis. I like Keon Ellis. Oh, Doug McDermott. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Ain't that something? Okay. All right. Well, Sacramento at what number are we? 18. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I feel like Sacramento at 18. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Sac at 18. DeRozan and Levine, I mean, they gonna do what they do. Sabonis is what he is. Shooter doesn't move the needle. I mean, not with this roster. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. Miami at 17. Who did they pick up? They pick up anybody new? So you got Tyler Hero, you got Bam, you still got Wiggs. They got Norman Powell. They got Norman Powell from the Clippers. Jaime Jaquez. Jaime Jaquez. And Nikola Jovic. Not Jokic, but Jovic. Fred Water. So Hero gets it, but what happened to Hero? Ankle surgery for Hero. So Hero is not even going to start the season. He's going to miss the first couple months. So Norman Powell might come in and do what he did last year when Kawhi was out with the Clippers. If they can get that version of Norman Powell, maybe Wiggs feels a little bit more comfortable and he can contribute, higher than he did last season. He was kind of like a fish out of water, leaving Golden State, going to Miami. Just two totally different cultures. So, and then Broski right here is supposed to be nice. Don't know a whole lot about him. I didn't watch a whole lot of Miami games, so. And again, Eastern Conference wide open next season. Miami, the Chicagos, the Atlantas, the Torontos, all those teams that's like on that play-in cusp. It's open for them because the top is Cleveland, New York, really. To be honest with you, Orlando maybe slide them in. Detroit, I forgot about Detroit. So when wait, I haven't gotten to my top 5 yet. Wait a minute. So I said originally, OKC. It's not in any order. I'm just saying the top 5 teams got to be in some order or another. OKC, Houston, Cleveland. No, they don't have the Lakers in the top 5. Clippers might be in the top 5. Detroit will be in the top 10, I think. Let's just keep it moving. Let's see. Milwaukee is at 16. They got Miles Turner, added Miles Turner. That was a good addition for them because they lost Brook Lopez, and to get him to go along with Giannis, so that's a nice defensive interior. And he can stretch the floor a little bit. He can shoot a little bit. Still got Kevin Porter Jr. came back, gave Trent Cal Kuzma. But yeah, they didn't do a whole lot to me that moved the needle. I don't feel like Giannis is super happy with the moves, and I honestly don't think that. Well, I mean, he says that he's okay with Doc, but I don't think Giannis is that big of a fan of Doc. I think they made a mistake in firing Budenholzer when they did, and then they made another mistake in firing Griffin when they did. So they're paying 2 coaches to sit at the house and watch Netflix. They didn't cancel their subscription. They getting paid millions of dollars to watch Netflix, and they paying Doc Rivers that is just boo boo. Yeah, it said what? It says sack, but I see Chicago. Where is development is all I care about? It says sack, but I see Chicago. Um, Well, yeah, I don't know much about Ware. I've heard about him, but I don't know a whole lot about him. I got to tap into. I got to tap into. Hang on a second. Give me a second. Yeah, I got to tap into. Got to tap into Miami a little bit more because I hadn't been following. I didn't. I did. If they didn't play somebody like a Golden State or a Milwaukee or something, I didn't watch no Miami game. So, but I do know he's supposed to be nice. So I will be keeping my eyes on what is his name, Kyle L or something. So we'll see. Dallas at 15. Wowzers. Interesting. Now I guess this is because Kyrie is hurt, but I seen some videos recently. Kyrie, like he looked good. Like he looked real good. So I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure if I would have Kyrie Irving at or Dallas. I'm sorry, at 15. Well, I mean maybe that's half of the pack. I'm sorry, allergies been kicking my tail. Not sure. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do though. Mr. Flag, Mr. Flag. Let's see here. They got a squad though, dog. Low key. I think picking up D'Angelo Russell was a good acquisition for them. Seeing that Kyrie is gonna be out for at least probably the first half of the season, that was a really good pickup for them. So if Cooper comes in and he is what they think he's gonna be, he's the great white hope. I hope I'm going to a game. I'm in a DF Dub, so I'm going to a game this season. Just got to figure out who I'm going to see them play. But I'm eager to see what they gonna do. I'm eager to see what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna be nice. His game to me, I seen somebody say that Cooper Flag's game doesn't translate to the NBA, and I'm like, how? How? He got size. He has athleticism. He can stretch the floor. I seen some scrimmages of them. So now that training camp is kicked off, and he was playing pretty decent, pretty not decent, but pretty damn good defense, contesting shots, recovering off of, if he was lost and he came back and recovered real quick, he got linked, so he can recover quickly. Dallas is gonna be nice if they get a healthy Kyrie back, even if it's not this year, moving forward, and if Anthony Davis, that's the key, if his ass can stay on the court. Still got Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. I thought they was gonna have to come up off of one of them. The fact that they was able to keep him and PJ Washington. PJ just got to figure out how he can keep that 35K a month in his pocket. But other than that, Dallas is gonna be they're gonna be good. And I think I would have Dallas above Memphis. I think I would have Dallas even without Kyrie. I think I would have them above Memphis. Memphis is at 14. You got Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane's gone, so no Desmond Bane. Who did they pick? Who did they get? They got Caldwell Pope. That's right. Ty Jerome, Santi Aldama. Those are good guys. Ty Jerome was a good pickup for them. Caldwell Pope is gonna give you defense. He can shoot that corner three. He can shoot that corner three. He can shoot the shit out that corner three. And he's gonna give you some defense. But I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of turmoil in Memphis, and you kind of saw it last season, firing the coach. What did they fired him like right before the playoffs was starting or something? Did they do that? Denver did it too, right? Memphis and Denver did they fired their coach like right at the end of the season? I'm not sure. What? Detroit at 13? I don't agree with this at all. I don't think that there's 12 teams in the NBA that's better than Detroit coming into this season. Jaden Ivey's back, right? 12 teams in the NBA that's better. Well, they say Golden State's better than Detroit, I guess. They got 12 teams above Detroit. I would have figured that Detroit would have been in the top 10, even if they was number 10. Interesting. Interesting. Cade Cunningham is going to be in the MVP race. If he's healthy this season all the way through, he's going to be in the MVP race, I think. He's going to take another step forward. He's already showed it. He's next up. You got that other Thompson boy, that crazy boy, Jalen Duran, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duran, I'm sorry. Jaden Ivey. Man, hold up. They still have J. Cole, right? Let me go to their roster real quick. Let me look up their roster real quick. Give me a second. Nah, I don't know, but I don't agree with this on Bleacher Report. I don't think that there's 12 teams in the NBA that's better than this Detroit Pistons squad. We got Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duran. Yeah, still got the Pies Harris, Ron Holland, Jaden Ivey. They got Karis LeVert. I forgot they picked him up. They got Duncan Robinson. They got shooters. Still got Beef Stew. Sarah Thomas. Man. No. I still think that they should inquire about Devin Booker. I know Phoenix is probably not they don't want to come up off of him, but Devin Booker will make Detroit the best team in the East. I don't see 12 teams in the NBA better than, and they got Atlanta. They have Atlanta over Detroit. They have Atlanta over Detroit. Wow. So Atlanta finished 40-42 last year. Detroit finished 44-38 last year. So they finished 6 games better than Atlanta. They added Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinson. They lost Dennis Schroeder. Who else they lose? Atlanta added Porzingis. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Atlanta over Detroit. I don't agree with that. I do think that Atlanta is going to be better. And I honestly think Atlanta could very well find themselves out of the play in, maybe in the 6th spot potentially. But Detroit is going to be in the top 4. I don't. I mean, they got maybe potentially the best defender in the NBA though, Dyson Daniels. But I don't know. San Antonio is 11th. If Wemby's healthy, I don't hate that, because you got Castle, you got Fox, you got you got the rookie Dylan Harper, you got I'm missing somebody, the wings that they got. If Wemby is healthy, if Wemby can stay on the floor, I don't I'm not I don't mind that. I don't mind that. If Wemby is healthy, if they stay healthy as a whole, they're better than a play-in team to me. And even in the West is always, a battle. But yeah, that San Antonio team, they may be a year or two away from actually contending. And they picked up Cornette from Boston, so they got a center that you can put next to Wemby. And so he don't necessarily have to play center. He can play more of the wing. If you got Wemby on the wing, bruh, the Clippers are 10. Interesting. I figured they would have been a little higher. Clippers made some interesting pickups. They brought in Brooke Lopez. They got Bradley Beal. Who else did they? Let's see what they got. And, oh yeah, they picked up Chris Paul too. I think Chris Paul announced that this is pretty much going to be his last season. He's out, and as well as he should be. So Clippers being 10, maybe that is predicated on Kawhi and his inconsistency as far as him being on the floor. So I don't hate it. I figured it would have been they would have been a little higher. Golden State 9. I don't disagree with this. I think Golden State is going to be really good this season. Jimmy coming into a full season with them, he seemed to fit right in last year. They just signed Al Horford. They brought back DeAnthony Melton. He's going to be he showed that he was a good addition last season, small sample size. So bring him back. He's still rehabbing, but when he's healthy, he's going to contribute. They re-signed GP2. Who else did they bring? They signed little brother Seth Curry. So more shooting. And they re-signed Jonathan Kuminga, 2-year deal, with a team option, I think, for the second year. So now I feel like the first half of the season is going to be okay. Let's see what JK going to do. If he looks to be something that, he can fit with what we're trying to do, they probably keep him. But I think they signed him so that they can keep him until at least the trade deadline so that they can trade him for full value. So he may still be a trade piece, but they'll probably trade him for a player or players that will come in and just be good role players that will assist with what they already have, which to me, I think they have, adequate pieces. They're the oldest team in the NBA, I think. I think they're the oldest team in the NBA. They're gonna start the season with the oldest starting lineup in NBA history. I think I've seen that. It's crazy. But that babyface assassin, 37 years or not, that's still a man you gotta put 2 on sometimes. So Golden State at 9, I don't disagree with that. Depending on who they got in front of them, they might be higher. Orlando at 8. I think that Desmond Bain addition, I don't hate this. So my top 5 is like it might be intact. What's that? OKC, New York, Houston, Cleveland, and who did I have? I think I said Minnesota. Orlando at 8. Desmond Bain going there is going to be Paolo and France. They stay healthy. They got to strengthen up them obliques. Come on, man, do some sit ups or something, dog. But I think. Oh, I'm wrong. I think that they have a chance because the Eastern Conference, like I said, is going to be wide open. So they could easily be top 5 in the East. I say Cleveland, New York. Cleveland, New York, Detroit, and then you got your Orlando's, you got your Atlantas, you have your Miami's, your Toronto's. Who am I missing over there? Milwaukee, Indiana's going. I mean, Indiana, Boston, they'll still kind of hover around, but that East is wide open. Minnesota is at 7. Okay. Okay. I don't mind that. Who did they pick up? Because they lost Nikhil. Rob Dillingham. They got New York at 6. Oh my God, my top 5 is trash. Let's see. Mike Conley, Edwards, DiVincenzo. I know they signed Nas Reed. They locked him up. I'm just trying to figure. I guess Rob Dillingham is going to have a bigger year. I felt like they should have played him more last year, even as a rookie. So let me go to Minnesota's roster real quick. Roster. Pull up their roster real quick because I don't know who, if any, they picked up last year. Put it over here real quick. Jalen Clark. Zoom, fool. So Dante, Rob, Ant-Man, still got Rudy. Oh, Bones Highland. They picked him up. Joe Ingles, Jaden McDaniels, uh, Julius is back for another year. Terrence Shannon. So yeah, I mean they have the pieces. They did lose Alexander Walker. That was a big loss, but I I don't hate them being seventh. I don't hate them being seventh. I still feel like Detroit should have been higher than 13 though. That's what I'm really kind of down about. New York at 6. Um, who did they lose? I know they picked up my man from Utah, Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson. Um, who else did they pick up? I know they were in talks to get Ben Simmons, but I think he declined for whatever reason. Kind of dumb, but he's still a free agent. So I'm not quite sure what he was thinking. OG, Mikhail. Oh, Malcolm Brogdon. I knew it was somebody else they got. They got Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson. Mm, yeah. And Yabaseli. Yabba Dabba Doo. They got Yabba Dabba Doo. Alex Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, if they could have messed around and got a Ben Simmons though, they could have been decent for them. The Lakers at 5th. No. Bleacher Report. They glazing, dog. Who did the Lakers pick up? They got Aiton and Marcus Smart. The Lakers at 5th. Hell no. Hell no. Houston at 4. I already see that. But the Lakers at 5th. Me no agree. Me no agree. Let me pull up their roster real quick since we down to the nitty gritty. I already see Houston at 4, so I feel like they would have been a little higher too. I'm just all the way off. Maybe I'm just out of touch. So Lakers roster, as you see, they got Aiton, Luca, Rui, Jackson Hayes, Bronny. Oh, Bronny. I forgot. They got Bronny. LeBron, 41-year-old LeBron. Maxi Kleber, Dalton Connect, Collocal? 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 Kyler Kelly. I don't even know who these mother. Oh, Jake LaRavia. I forgot they picked him up. Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, Nick Smith Jr. Yeah, that's an Arkansas boy. Jed Vanderbilt, Gabe Benson, Shamar Moore. Okay, cool. 5th? No, they glazing. Is Bleacher Report on what's the Rich Paul and them Clutch Sports? Are they linked? There's no way. Hell no. Houston at 4. I so if Houston's at 4, what's the teams that's left? 3, 2, 1. OKC is left. Cleveland is left. OKC, Cleveland is another Western Conference team. Who am I missing? Houston. OKC and Cleveland. I could see OKC and Cleveland being higher than Houston. Fred VanVleet going down is a very big deal. But they have the Holiday boy on the bench, and then they have Reed Shepard on the bench that can come in and start for the guard. As a matter of fact, let me pull up Houston's roster real quick because I'm just trying to figure out. They got Dorian Finney-Smith was a really, really good pickup. Steven Adams, Clint Capella was a really, really good pickup. Isaiah Crawford, J.D. Davison, KD, Tyree Eason, Finney-Smith, Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff. They were calling Jeff Green old. I'm older than Jeff Green. It's crazy. It's crazy. Kevon Harris, Aaron Holiday. That's the Holiday boy that I was talking about. He could step in and play. Joshua Kogi was a good pickup for them. Afrin Sengun, Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith Jr., Jay Sean Tate, Amon Thompson, and Van Vliet, which is going to miss the entire season. Houston is still they were the number 2 seed last year, and you lose Jalen Green. In a sense, you lose Van Vliet because of the injury, and you pick up KD, or you lost Dickhead too, Dylan Brooks, and you pick up KD. Nah, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be less than a 3 seed. Damn sure should be top 4 in the West. Even with you trying to, KD is the most plug and play player in the NBA. Probably the most plug and play player in NBA history. His game, it translates to everybody's game, or you make it work. So, see who they at. Cleveland is at 3. So I'm confused. Cleveland's at 3. I know OKC is left. What team am I missing? It's got to be a Western Conference team. What team am I missing? I'm missing. I gotta think. Oh, I wanna figure it out first before I. We seen New York already. We seen Boston already. Indiana already. Orlando already. We seen Houston already. We seen Minnesota already. Who? I gotta cheat. Let me look at the teams. What team have I not seen? Oh, no way. Ain't no way. I don't think I would have had them in the top 3. Ain't no way. Cleveland is at 3. Halliburton, Tatum potentially out. Yeah. Every Eastern Conference team outside of Boston and Indiana has a golden opportunity for sure. Cleveland finished number 1 last year, best record in the East. They had the best record in the NBA for most of the season. They slipped up a little bit at the end. They did add Lonzo Ball, Larry Nance, and you bringing back Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter was a big pickup for them last season. Yeah, they should be the best team in the East. I don't know about the I still think that New York, low key, should be the favorites to come out of the East. I would put New York over Cleveland. If there was a New York versus Cleveland Eastern Conference final, I think I would give the edge to New York. I think just because that Garland Mitchell backcourt to me, they're just too small, man. They're just too small. I don't think a backcourt that small can win a championship. Now on the front court, you got Evan Mobley, you got Jared Allen, you got defense, you got length, you got Evan Mobley could very well be the best player on that squad. I know Donovan is there, Spider, but just what Mobley can do on both sides of the floor, overall player, I don't know, but we'll see. I still would give the edge to New York in the East. They got the Denver Nuggets at number 2. That's how I had to look at the squads. I'm like, who was I missing? Denver was the team that I'm missing. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this one bit. So Denver is over Houston. That's in the West. They got Denver over Houston. They got Denver over Minnesota. And in a sense, they swapped Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. They brought back Bruce Brown. Did they bring back Bruce Brown? Brought back Bruce Brown. Got Tim Hardaway Jr. from Detroit. That's who Detroit. That's who else. They lost. Forgot they lost him. Valanciunas as a backup for Yoke. You know, Denver's going to be good. They're going to be good. They're going to be great. Even they got Jokic. So, and Murray, depending on what he can give them, I, I don't know if they'll be better than Houston or Minnesota. I think I would put Minnesota and Denver kind of on the same plane in the West. Houston still got some stuff. They have to prove themselves with KD being there, right? They finished second in the West last year. Now you got KD. Team is a little bit different. Point guard is going to be a lot different. So maybe, but I don't know. I mean, your biggest move was swapping a player for another player that's pretty much the same player. To be honest, I mean the biggest thing that Cam Johnson had over Michael Porter Jr. is that his availability. He was available more often. He was a little bit more healthier, not a lot bit more healthier, but a little bit more healthier than MPJ. So I don't know. We'll see. And of course, number one, OKC. And I agree with this 100%. OKC should be the favorites to repeat. They got it. They got they core is locked in. Oh, yeah, they got it, dog. OKC should be the favorites to double back. Now, will they? Probably not. Probably not. But going into the season, I would agree with that. Them being the favorites to double back, to go back to back. I just feel like with this youth, this core that they have, they have an ability to win multiple championships if they're able to keep that core together. Jalen Williams, SGA, if they can keep Jalen Williams and SGA together, if they would have to come up off of one, let's just say they didn't have enough money to keep all three, kind of the same that they had, the scenario with KD and Russ and James Harden and Ibaka, and they had to figure out who they wanted between Ibaka and Harden. Harden. What did I say? KD, Westbrook, Harden, Ibaka. They had to figure out who they wanted between Harden and Ibaka, and they chose Ibaka. It's probably going to come a time where they're going to have to make that decision. They're not going to have to make that for a little while because they locked all three of them up. But I would say that if you would come to that crossroad and you have to pick between Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, I'm picking Jalen Williams. I think if you got Jalen Williams and SGA together, that 1-2 tandem, that Michael Scotty tandem, dare I say, you put pieces. You can always build pieces around them, keep them together. So I do agree. OKC should be the favorites moving forward. Healthy they should be. There was a few of them that I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with Denver being 2. I didn't agree with Detroit being out of the top 10. I didn't agree with the Lakers, the damn Lakers being 5th. Didn't agree with that. New York was 6th. Minnesota 7th. Orlando at 8. Golden State at 9. I honestly feel like Golden State is going to put a team on the floor better than the Lakers. I do. Honestly do. And then the Clippers at 10 to round out the top 10. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see how it all rolls. I don't know, but I'm back. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I hadn't been anywhere, to be honest with you. I just had been on this channel. So I do appreciate any and everybody that pulled up to the stream. I'm back on it. I'll be posting more often over here as well. I'm trying to figure out a balance over all of these channels. Well, these two channels really. Trying to figure out a balance. And now, since the NBA season is right around the corner, I definitely will be back on it. I have a couple ideas of what I want to do as far as content. I think I'm going to focus more on breakdowns, defensive breakdowns, because that's how I do my breakdowns, um, based off of the defensive side of the ball. So I think I'm going to focus more so on that. We're kind of in the process of looking for a home, so might be moving. So it's gonna get a little chaotic. You might see me streaming sometimes in my car. Just bear with me. All right. So I appreciate everybody that pulled up to the stream tonight. I really do. I appreciate you. Could have been anywhere else in the world tonight, but you was here with me, and I appreciate that. I don't think I have anything else to say. I do not agree with this list. It wasn't horrible, but Atlanta was over Detroit. Nah. Bleacher, they smoking dope. Appreciate you for pulling up. See you next time.